Hey everyone, Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur and digital marketing consultant. And in this email productivity video, we're going to be going over the 4 digital business quadrants and how to apply them to quickly and easily organize your inbox as an entrepreneur or freelancer. So make sure you check out the links in the description to a timestamp table of contents so you can easily jump around to the parts that you're looking for. We're going to go over what the 4 quadrants are. We're going to go over the 3 keys to email organization success, and then we'll dive into the details of the 4 quadrants along with exactly how to set up folders and set up filters so that you can focus on the important messages and pretty much filter out all of the noise that hits our inbox, because getting this email thing right is critical because it's just the biggest productivity block to most entrepreneurs and freelancers. It should be a tool that's working for us, not against us. So to kick things off, the 4 quadrants, we have team, content, sales funnel, and product. And so what you want to do is start thinking about how all of the messages that are important are filtered into one of these quadrants. So we'll go through those quadrants in a second, but first, 3 keys to success to make sure that we are in the right mindset when it comes to our inbox. And the very first key is giving yourself permission to just ignore and not respond to about 90% of the messages you receive. Unless it's an email coming from your team or coming from a customer or client that's actively paying you, you are under no obligation to respond to it at all. I think it sounds really basic and kind of like, oh, duh, but we do get sucked into replying and responding to a lot of messages that don't support our goals as a freelancer or entrepreneur. So just keep in mind that you are under no obligation. Email is someone else's to-do list, right? So the second key to success is to folder and filter everything, as crazy as this sounds. Now, in the beginning, it's going to be a bit of a headache, but I guarantee you after 2 or 3 weeks, you're never going to want to go back. And finally, just keep in mind that email is just one small tool in your toolkit of being productive and staying on top of your work. It should really be treated as a window into the outside world, not a to-do list. So you kind of think of it as you go to the window, you open it up, you see what messages you have, you see what's going on in the outside world, and then you close it back up, you take the information that you needed, and then you go back to work, right? And so making sure that we don't keep our inboxes open all day long is just, I think, one of the biggest email productivity hacks I could give you is to just leave it closed and use it a lot less. So now what I want to do is go through these 4 quadrants, and then we'll actually start talking about how to set up your filters and your folders. So the first quadrant we have here is your team quadrant. Now, team emails are anything that have to do with administrative updates, your team messages, collaborations, and projects. So let's go ahead and jump over to my inbox, and I'll show you how I've divided these up, and then I'll show you how to create folders. So first here, this is the only quadrant that I actually split into 2 what I call top level folders. You can see here I have admin, team, content, sales funnel, product, and then swipe file we'll get to at the end. That's kind of a little bonus for all of those noise emails. But here what I've done is in my administrative folder, I have accounting, I have Boomerang because I really like using Boomerang, and then legal, vendors, and voicemail because I use Google Voice for a lot of client calls. And then underneath team, we have business partners, collaborators, individual team folders if that's necessary, and then projects. So I'm going to go ahead now and show you how to set up these folders. They don't necessarily have to be the same. This is just kind of like a overarching example of how you can put this together. So to create your first 4 folders, what you're going to want to do is go to settings. So you'd come up here and click the little settings icon, and then you'd click on settings, and then you'd want to click labels, and you'd get to a page that looks something like this. And this is the only time that you're going to need to come into settings to create your folders or your filters. After that, after your first 4, you'll be good to go. So you'd come down here to labels. You can see I already have a couple set up, and I'm going to go ahead and click on create new label. Then I'm going to come in here, and let's say I'm doing team for the first time, so I'll type in team, and then I would do this, let's see, team, and then I wouldn't nest it under any folder because it's a top level one, and then I'd go ahead and click create. So let's just say I clicked create, then I'd come back in here again and click create, and then I'd go ahead and click create content, right? And I would do that for each of these 4 quadrants, right? So I'll have a team, content, sales funnel, and then product folder. So I'm going to go ahead and click cancel. And that's how you set up your first 4. And this is the only time you have to go into your settings. The rest of the time, I'll show you how to create folders once you have your kind of structure. So that does it for the team and admin. So let's go ahead. We'll go back here. And the next quadrant we have is content. And content is everything that deals with your audience. So if you're growing, you have a content marketing strategy and you have, maybe you're doing blog posts or you're doing YouTube or Instagram, anything that is communication from your audience members, not necessarily customers or prospects. I also like to include unqualified prospects here, and whatever an unqualified prospect for you is, or unqualified lead, I'll leave that up to you. And then professional social. So this is where I have LinkedIn updates turned on, or if someone sends a message to my Facebook business page, I have those show up here. So let's go ahead and go back over to Gmail, and I'll minus these guys and go through content. So for me, content is much smaller. The subfolders I have audience, and then I have 1A and questions. And these are questions that come from one of the lead magnets that we have. And so these represent unqualified prospects. And that's just for us. Someone opts in. We think they're kind of a prospect or a lead, but they haven't really qualified themselves yet by taking some next steps in our funnel. You definitely don't have to be super, super detailed with this, right? So next, let's go ahead and take a look at sales funnel. Now, sales funnel, getting ahead of myself. Now, sales funnel is all of the referrals, warm prospects, and funnel questions that you get. So these are all of your sales process things. So whether you have an automated sales funnel like a webinar or a sales video, or you're more hands-on where you're going back and forth via email, working on proposals or providing estimates to potential clients, that's kind of what I do inside of the sales funnel. So I just have an overarching folder for prospects, and then I have a folder broken down for each individual product or service that we offer. So it's really easy for me to know that they are in the sales process and know which product or service they're actively asking questions about. And then finally, we have product. And product is all of the people who are already paying you. So if they're not someone who's paid you, then they should not be in here at all. And the reason I like to make this distinction is it makes sure that you never spend time replying to a less important email, right? Because your clients and your customers and your students are probably going to be towards the top of your priority list. So you want to make sure when you see that color code red, these are the emails that I need to reply first, because these are the people that are paying me. These are the people that are actively supporting my business. And then I can get to all of the other emails of the people who have not paid me yet. So it can sound a little harsh, but we only have so much time. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention and serving the right people in the right priority. And so under product, I do something very similar to sales funnel, where I just have a general clients and coaching students. So we actually have a folder individually for each client underneath this. And then different students for our digital products, I put them there. That way, all the support emails or all the questions are in one place. So it keeps you real organized. So now I want to go through how to set up these folders and filters. And I have a sample email here. So let's just say I receive this email and I go through and read it and realize, okay, this is from a team member, because this is a test email from ourselves. So to filter this message, what we do is we come up here to clicking more and filter messages like these. Now, when you don't see a from field, you're either going to have to go ahead and type in the email that it came from, or you can just go back to the message and go ahead and click this little down arrow to get the email address. So I'm going to copy the from address here and come up to more, filter messages like these again, and then go ahead and paste in the email and remove all of this random text. That way I have the from filter, and now I can create a filter every time a email comes from Jason at jasonwhaling.com. So now here you have a couple of options. You can have it automatically skip your inbox, which means it goes directly to the folder. And then you can automatically star it. I typically don't do that. You can have it automatically forwarded if it's a support email or somebody else on your team should manage messages like this. And you can actually get pretty customized if you know what the subject line is going to be. So if you can combine a kind of templated subject line and then with a forward, you know that every time a particular support email comes in, it could automatically be forwarded to the right person. So go ahead and whichever way, we're going to go ahead and click apply label. And then from this drop-down list, you'll be able to scroll through the folders you already have, or what you would be doing the first time around is go ahead and click New Label. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this JW List Test Emails, because the only time I send emails to myself is when I'm testing them. And then I'd go ahead and click Nest Under, and I'd click and scroll down to Team, and I'd place it underneath the Team folder. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create, and I can also check Match, Apply Filter to Matching Conversations. If there are multiple conversations that the message, this new filter applies to, there'll be a little number there. So you can go ahead and click that, and then I'd go ahead and click Create Filter. And once I click Create Filter, you can see now it's team/JW test emails, and I'll go ahead and archive it. So now in the future, every time I send a test email, it's automatically put into that folder, and it's really easy for me to read through it, and then I can click Archive, and I know exactly where it is. I'm never going to lose all of those emails. So now I want to go over the final category, and that is the promotions and updates tab inside of Gmail. If you're not using Gmail, this is going to apply to, you're going to have these same types of messages. And these are messages that don't fall into one of those 4 quadrants. And these are noise. This is everything else that 9.9 out of 10 times you should either unsubscribe or auto archive. These are messages that are just not all that important. And you're going to want to follow the same filtering process that we just went through. So what you do is you come up here, filter messages like these. You can see the email already popped up. We can see in the background all the emails that this applies to. We're going to go ahead and create filter for this search. And if we didn't want to see it again, but we still, every once in a while, we want to see what's going on, this makes sure that we choose when we read these emails, not the other way around, not the sender. So go ahead and click Skip the Inbox, and this again applies to all of those noise emails. And then I'd go ahead and click Apply Filter, and I would apply the Remit Sethi, his filter, to all of his emails. Then I'd go ahead and click Create Filter. And that's all there is to it, to having a clean inbox every single day. Now, if you're using Gmail like I do, then I recommend using your tabs like this. I typically have my team, sales funnel, and product type emails show up in my primary. And so this is when things aren't ongoing. So this is a first email in one of these series, and I always leave my sales emails in the primary because I definitely want to see those first. But if it's an ongoing conversation, I typically move those team and product emails into the social email, which is why in the example earlier, you saw a client email under the social tab instead of the primary tab, because we've been going back and forth for a while. So I know it's not new. And then I leave all of the promotions and noise in one tab. And then I put all of the updates in one tab as well. And I just use forums for all of the personal stuff that I have in my inbox. So to reiterate what we're doing here, we're creating a folder for every single person that sends us a email. Yes, it sounds crazy. Yes, it sounds OCD, but I promise it's going to help you stay organized in the long run. And we're creating a filter for every message that we receive. Yes, it sounds crazy. We not only want folders, but we want those messages to be automatically placed into those folders. And of course, earlier in the tutorial, we went through how to set up those folders in the first place and create rules to automatically filter and create new folders based upon new senders. Make sure you check out the table of contents for exactly how to go back to see exactly how to do just that. And I'm curious to hear from you if you have anything you would add to this system or any suggestions for the rest of us to staying on top of our inboxes and making sure everything is organized. Go ahead and drop those in the comment section below. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, because over on the channel, I'm documenting the entire process of what it takes to build an online business from scratch. And of course, making sure you stay on top of your emails so you can service your clients correctly and follow up with the right prospects and leads is just one small piece of that bigger picture of being successful with your freelancing or digital business. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, comment below if you have any questions. And as always, keep building the business you love. Take care.